be
Oh,
way smarter than the
hello.
average
Oh, hello,
DSA person.
hello.
But as I was saying, the average D plus margin for the seats that DSA people are targeting in this cycle, guys, it's plus 30. 30, okay? Oh, I didn't know Hutch was Islamophobic. Jesus Christ.
And he says Jesus Christ right after to prove it.
Shit right now. You bring too much heat on me right now. D plus 30, that's the average seat that they're targeting, okay? They are not targeting any seat that is even remotely competitive. So when people are like, well, the fucking DSA, they're taking over, the establishment's getting their clock cleaned. Like, are they? What is this based on? The DSA went from 6 elected congressmen and women in 2018 to 7 in 2029 when the next Congress is sworn in. They've won like.
Why is Hutch being retarded?
Beaten, like,
wait, is he?
4 or 5 incumbents out of a House caucus of like 200 Democrats. So let's just like scale it down a notch and be realistic about what they've actually gotten done.
Collaboratives. I mean, listen. I need you guys to understand something, okay? Morse Cats and the Fight Agency.
You want to know what I could bring to the table? Kai Sinet, do you want to know what I could bring to the table?
1, 2, 3. We hungry. Bitch ass nigga.
Whoa!
Kai Sinet, they call me A.
Are you going to be voting for
know,
Count Binface?
Kids,
Yes
they just be
or
saying
no?
anything. But
how do they? What's their number for dogs?
So it's going to be Nigel Farage versus Count Binface because Labor and Liberals all said they're not putting somebody up.
Wait, why?
I don't know. I don't think they want to legitimize his bullshit. So
Wait,
it's
is this for
fuck
like an MP election or?
This is a parliamentary special election because Farage today announced that he is resigning, but he's rerunning.
What?
Because he wants to like say that the voters, chose him.
Okay.
Gonna be cinema.
Wait. Wait. Okay, hold on. Wait. British politics fuck me up, fam.
Waiting.
What? Okay, wait. When did Farage become a member of parliament? 2 years ago. Was that the first time? Or has he always been an MP?
I think he's been an MP for a long time, right? Because he did the whole Brexit shit.
Yeah, but I always thought he worked from like outside the parliament. How the fuck is this guy in their parliament? Holy shit. Okay, whatever. Wait, so he won his election then, and now he's dropping out and having another election just to prove that.
Yeah, because he was getting foreign money or whatever, and people.
Yeah,
were
I remember.
mad about it.
Oh,
Yeah,
so it's like, but he's running against the Binface guy. Wait,
well,
okay.
Nobody else is gonna run, so yeah, it's just gonna be Binface.
Well,
The UK has actually the chance to do the funniest thing.
the Brits can make a big comeback.
Oh my god. Please, God.
When is this election? Okay, hold on.
It's
I
like
got
in a
this
few
email.
months, right?
I got this email a few hours ago, and I didn't know what the fuck this was, and I just kind of ignored it. But I mean, now I guess I understand why this guy emailed me this. Hold on.
We're flying to the UK, boys.
So the title of this email was Big UK/Farage News. Someone may bring this up today or tomorrow, but there's been an interesting development with Farage. So amazingly, the quote, I got given a £5 million mystery donation just before I decided to run for parliament, but trust me, they weren't connected at all, end quote, line isn't working. I don't know if you already watched the interview clip where he's trying to claim nobody cares about it. Since then, more shit has come out about other gifts, donations, and funding he received from George Cottrell, someone your country indicted, who is a British financier and political activist. He was convicted of felony wire fraud in the United States in 2017. Okay.
Another financier.
And then Cottrell's indictment states how in 2014 he met with undercover IRS federal agents in Las Vegas where he conspired to launder millions of dollars worth of drug money using offshore bank accounts. Anyway, he's ended up taking the apparently strange move of resigning from his seat to trigger a by-election, a special election, which he's going to run in. As I see it, there are 3 reasons he could be doing this. 1, he wants to lose and leave the House of Commons, and the hopes that he'll be under less scrutiny and that the current standards inquiry into the many bribes he's taken gets shelved. Then he can pop back up in 2029 as somehow still being a fresh-faced outsider against the establishment. Or 2, he wants to win, but is somehow hoping this resets his parliamentary term and so negates the standards inquiry. I don't think this is likely, given that there's no particular reason to stop the ongoing inquiry if he's going to re-enter Parliament. In either case, I think an underlooked aspect of this is the secondary benefit of having a by-election. 3, the election gives him a larger media platform to explicitly run anti-establishment attacks from. He's already claimed this will be a people versus establishment election. However, he might also hope that the UK broadcaster impartiality laws in the run-up to an election will make it hard, if not impossible, for the media to continue to report on the scandal without being accused of political bias against him. Whatever happens, you should expect to hear that line. Nobody should be talking about the donations in the run-up to the election, either from him or from his defenders, like Konstantin Kisin or Asmongold Types. Personally, I'm glad the pressure is clearly getting to him and that it feels as if the media is still capable of, and is only just starting to actually hold into account. It feels a lot like ISIS. It's easy to be a terrorist, but if you try to convert that to holding real power, then the big players will push your shit in. Well, interesting.
Oh my god. If Count Binface wins, I'll kill myself. That would be so awesome.
Really?
I can't think of anything better, man.
After several years out of politics, I decided to return to the front line. I have to say, there was some reluctance, and initially I'd thought when Rishi Sunak called a snap election that it would be beyond me. But I did it, and I was very, very proud. That evening, going into the morning of July the 5th, 2024, to be the elected member for Clacton-on-Sea. I was very proud of that evening, and I have to say the last 2 years I've really enjoyed the job of being an MP. The people, the constituency, it's an office that I genuinely adore. I couldn't have believed that night that we'd have rocketed to the top of the opinion polls, and now we've been number 1 for the last 350 opinion polls in a row, often with big leads. We've also built the biggest membership of any political party in the country. And of course, on May the 7th, just gone, we achieved some huge successes in the local elections. Not only did we achieve breakthroughs in Scotland and in Wales, but we absolutely dominated in the Midlands and the North, the old Labour heartlands. And that is why Keir Starmer is now on his way out. Not to forget that in East Anglia, the Conservatives have now by us been reduced to nothing more than a rump. It seems to me that the establishment have now decided that they can't beat us fairly, so they've chosen to use foul means. Let me be absolutely clear. After the furore and the media pile-on, well, not just the media, the other political parties too, let me be absolutely clear. I have done nothing wrong. I have not broken the law in any way at all. I have not misused public money. And you know, for the first 2 years of being an MP, my personal MP expenses are zero. Not, of course, that you'll read about that in mainstream media. And yes, of course, Parliament has its rules about how members ought to behave. And I believe I've absolutely obeyed those rules and done so under getting good legal advice. The standard rules...
Oh, hold on, just as a quick thing, because I see some chatter, okay? Or I saw some chatter yesterday, all right?
Okay.
If for some reason Plattner doesn't get kicked out or whatever of the upcoming election, and he's the Democratic candidate, I think that he should be forced to apologize to his victim after he's voted into office, because I'd still vote for him over the fucking Republic. I would still vote for him. I would still... Not even close! Just saying. Putting that out there, okay?
Are clear. This is what they say. The code applies to members in all aspects of their public life. It does not seek to regulate what members do in their purely personal lives. Now, it would seem from the last couple of years, from the way I've been treated, that the press would rather our members of parliament had no assets and no wealth at all. They seem to fundamentally object to any MP that has...
How is it that in the UK everybody is poorer than in the US, but your politician bribes are crazy? £5 million gift? That's crazy. £5 million? How do... It's just so much money. Jesus.
You can bribe a politician here for 20K.
This is crazy.
Outside income. Indeed, they view those that have continuing business interests with severe skepticism. Making money is not a crime. Now, going back to the 90s, I was in the...
What a king! Absolute king! He's a king!
Commodity markets. I had a very, very good, high-earning career. I gave that up at a huge cost. Being a member of the European Parliament for 20 years cost me a huge amount of money, but I did it.
Listen, people are saying, isn't this what cost MAGA the movement? It's, Plattner, this is a fixable problem, okay? The problem is that you guys are trapped in the 1900s when it comes to doing politics. You're not thinking, okay? You're not thinking like a modern man, all right? What was Plattner's issue? He broke into the woman's house. Okay, he raped her. Okay, right, sure. But he was blackout drunk, okay? Haven't you seen RoboCop? We have the technology, all right? This is what we need. Chastity cage unlocked by a breathalyzer test. Boom. Problem solved.
Simple.
Now you have now you don't have to worry about anything. Easy. There you go. Guy's drunk. Well, he's not going to be up to no good. Boom. Fixed.
Because I had a goal. I had a goal and a belief that we should leave the European Union, get back to being a self-regulating nation that makes its own laws.
Yeah, in fact, I would say, if he truly was blackout drunk and the woman was sober, I'm just saying, in a video game.
Michael Tracy was saying that on Twitter, actually.
Oh, God. Of course he was.
Its own destiny, and among other
Whoa, name drop!
Regulating nation that makes its own laws, charts its own destiny, and among other things,
like
of course,
Destiny did this
controls its own borders. We might not yet, 10 years on, have reaped as many of the benefits as we ought, but one day, I believe we will. And let's be frank, if I hadn't done what I'd done, there would have been no referendum, there would have been no Brexit. I came out at the end of that with very little money indeed. But over the last 10 years, I've been writing, I've been lecturing, I've been broadcasting, I've been investing. I promoted one or two financial products, and for those that followed me into them, they've more than doubled their money, which I'm pleased about. I also worked extensively in those years.
Also, hold on, just as a quick thing, okay? Maybe, because you guys are software guys, all of you guys are programmers, okay? You'll get this one, all right? Okay, moot and quiz, all right? Mm-hmm. If you go to a company and you see they're running some old-ass operating system, or they've got software that's like, 4 or 5 years old, and some guy comes along and he's like, why don't we switch to the newest and greatest thing? It's got like a whole new feature set, and it can do more shit. Why don't you do it?
Why don't I swap to the new fucking thing? Because all the shit's working right now.
Yeah, it's working. It's reliable. Reliability and security, right? Reliability and security. When you have these politicians, especially old ones, okay? If you've got a guy running for office who's 72 years old and they've been in office for 30 years, there's no new accusations coming out about this guy. Or for people that have been doing politics for a long time. Like, you kind of know, what you're going to get when it comes to these people. I truly do believe that people severely underestimate the amount of, like, public scrutiny that people in the public eye get. And they think that, like, they can hide things. I don't know. Like, I remember for the longest time, I guess ironic now, given that I'm being sued partially for being a pedophile, whatever the fuck, just kidding. But, like, I remember one of my biggest fears was when I started to do politics more seriously, was that, like, somebody was going to come out and say, like, oh, well, when I talked to Destiny in 20... What year would it have been? Jesus. In, like, 2011, I was actually 17 instead of 20. I lied, and some bullshit like this. I'd be like, oh, God, now my whole shit is fucked or whatever. This is a thing that I worried about. And then when I fight other people online, I also fall into this weird trap of, like, somebody's attacking me and it's like I don't know anything about this person and like they're I always assume people's backgrounds must be so clean, but then as soon as I start fighting with somebody, you know, like all of these skeletons get dug up. I don't understand how Plattner had this sitting in his background and he's just like, fuck it, let's roll the dice, maybe nobody will say anything. That's just crazy to me, you know? Like,
yeah,
I don't know, that's just
motherfucker.
insane to me. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's I think, but I think this actually explains a lot of the people that will attack me despite having insane skeletons in their closet. I think that when somebody sees me and they see all the drama that I've been involved in, they make the same calculation that they make for a normal person. We're like, oh, well, Destiny's been involved in this and this. There must be so much more in the background lurking, right? If he's been involved in this and this, because in their normal lives, you know, like maybe 5% of people's fuck shit ever actually gets outed or discovered. But the reality is, if you're a super public figure, like 95, depending on, I guess, your career, like anywhere from 50 to 95% of your shit is completely fucking out. This is why I've said over and over again, as much as everybody hates me for it, I don't think Trump raped any fucking young women. I don't think he fucked any, you know, little girls. I don't think he did, because there's just no possible way that a guy who's that connected, that so many people know about, could have kept that secret for so long, you know? But people really do underestimate the scrutiny that public figures are under, and then with that scrutiny comes, for better or for worse, you know, like some level of, you know, I know what I'm getting, right? Here's this guy, here's all the shit attached to him, for better or for worse, but like, I know what I'm getting with this guy because he's already been kind of like publicly, reputationally ransacked and scrutinized and observed and everything else. Yeah, but you're getting this brand new person who's never been under that microscope before, especially, okay, not to be taking any particular person down, okay, but like, especially a military person who's deployed that many times. Like military people, I love our military. I respect everybody, but military people oftentimes can be up to some fuck shit. Okay, like whether it's cheating and infidelity, whether it's, you know, drinking, whether it's PTSD related things when they come home. There's just a lot of like extra things that go along there. You got to be real careful. Just like throwing a fresh face into something and then, yeah. But good luck.
Years of 2021 to 2024 as an influencer with over 7 million followers on social media. So yes, over the last 10 years, I have financially done well, but that of itself should not be looked upon as a crime. And yes, I had the equivalent of a lottery win, a large personal gift. And I'll come to that and the details of that.
A lottery win?
In just a second. The really big question that I want to pose is, do we want leaders that know how to make money? Do we want leaders that have run businesses, employed people, and understand how the world works? Well, I'm going to argue today, we absolutely need successful people from all walks of life, but particularly from business and industry. We need them not just in Parliament, we need them in government if we're even going to have half a chance of turning around the dire economic state this country now finds itself in. Contrast that.
And also, I'm sorry, but Hutch was absolutely correct, and so was the soy pill. These guys should be getting raked over the coals for this, because remember, when all the people were criticizing Plattner, it wasn't just on the Nazi tattoo. It was, for all the political pundits, it wasn't just on whatever cheating scandal, whatever bullshit. It was the fact that like there's a lot of stuff that's kind of like coming out about this guy that you were kind of selling to us as like almost like a goody two shoe, super clean. You know, if you're gonna be out here calling other people the Epstein class, sorry, son, mind fucked me. Whatever else, like you got to be careful that your candidate is like has a pretty clean background, right? And this guy hasn't been tested at all, anything, right? I remember these John tweets when him and Frank were fighting. Didn't Favreau, didn't he delete this one? Let me know when a far lefty candidate appears with a Nazi sympathizer and we can chat. Actually, I don't think he deleted it. I think he kept it up on my chat, so he deleted it, but it's still there, right? Let me know when a far lefty candidate appears with a Nazi sympathizer and we can chat. And then obviously you get, our good friend Plattner. And then people were kind of roasting him on this, so that he kind of was like, whatever, it's not a big deal. But then now obviously it's
pretty big deal.
Wait, I don't understand this tweet actually. Hold on. Didn't the lefties really went for the Nazi pedo as their candidate? Well, hold on. I don't think there's any pedophile accusation. Wait, are there for Blattner?
There was that one tweet about him in Afghanistan or whatever, but I haven't seen it.
Oh no, nothing about that was substantiated. Yeah, somebody in chat said they did a shitty background check. So, in my humble opinion, I think that background checks are. It's got to be a person who's like very well. Actually, I'm talking short. I don't know anything. Never mind. Maybe background checker people are really good. I'm probably overestimating from my own personal experience. When I hired a private investigator, they suck shit, and the people that have stalked my life are beyond dedicated. And I don't know, like, if you wanted to PI investigate my life, I feel like you'd have a better time going to like Kiwi Farms. Yeah, you would. You'd hire Bluff. Why the fuck would you hire a random person when another guy is willing to put in so much more, time and effort, everything else? Yeah.
That with a cabinet, 24 men and women, not one of whom has any serious experience.
There's also something to be said for when you're doing an investigation on a background check or whatever, you're looking for stuff that's kind of already a little bit out there. But when somebody goes public and the board shakes a little bit, there might be a whole bunch of other stuff that comes up now because other people see that guy's public too that you would have never found before too,
Experience of
them not even knowing about his tattoo is pretty goofy though, but...
private business who frankly haven't got a clue. So don't be surprised that in economic terms, we are going down the drain. Now, Standards investigating me over the gift has now reared its head again as a result of a lot of copy in this week's Sunday Times, incidentally, written by a journalist who publicly says that he despises me. And despite the fact that many of the things that were written in the article were wholly inaccurate or indeed irrelevant, yet another Standards investigation is underway. Standards are now being used as a political tool. On the gift, it was given to me on an unconditional basis. I can do with that money exactly as I wish. But there is a much bigger reason why I'm going to need that money, and it's simply this.
Oh, to fund his campaign? So he's not going to fundraise? He's not going to accept public money? Can you fundraise in Bonger elections? You must be able to, right? Wait, can you donate to Bongers for their elections? Why do I feel like I never hear this promoted? Yeah, you can. Okay. Maybe just because I live in the US, I guess. Destiny, background checks are generally done on only official standards, charges, records, history, and all that stuff. You can't compare how PIs do background checks to how much people know about you. Well, a private investigator should not just be checking records. If you hire a PI, they should be digging into personal stuff as well, I would imagine, right? Because now, especially with all the OSINT tools available now, you can run probably as good a background check as any PI if you know what to look for, or better if you know what to look for.
For over 20 years now, I have been subject to constant demonization by the press for daring to be outside the consensual view on many.
A thorough background check of a Senate candidate, which has become standard practice in key races, can take several weeks and cost roughly $20,000 or a monthly retainer. Moraf asked for an expedited, cheaper review to be done within days, according to people familiar with the matter. Oh, and this is a June 21st article. The mad scientist behind Graham Plattner's scandal-plagued rise. Ooh. The Democrats are about to go raid every retirement home in Maine to find their next candidate.
Yeah, they fucking are, man.
Many issues I've been attacked again and again.
I was always confused about the legality of PI as a profession. They aren't really cops' rights, or they aren't really cops' right. What limits do they have? In some ways, they probably have a lot more investigative freedom, and then the only tool that they're really missing is they can't force people to answer questions. They don't have subpoena power, basically, right? The advantage of a prosecutor or the police don't really investigate. The prosecutor, I guess, doing an investigation for a case is that a prosecutor can go to a website and say, you have to give me your records. I'm giving you a judicial warrant, a subpoena signed by a judge for them. Or I can detain somebody and potentially ask them questions or whatever. Well, although I guess actually you can't detain somebody without probable cause, or you can't arrest them and force them to answer. Like a person could just say fuck off. But a PI, I think, can do a lot more stuff because they're not like trying to file a case against you. So it's not like it has to survive a court process or whatever. Like if a PI could sneak into a backyard and look through a trash can or some bullshit, or well, they shouldn't do this, but like if they could hack an account or something and look through emails, they could use that and give that to you, but a police officer wouldn't be able to, or an investigator wouldn't be able to.
I think cops might be able to do the trash can thing because
No, I understand.
Okay, sorry.
That's why I said break in to your backyard.
Yep,
If it's publicly, yeah. So don't ever try to correct me, ever. Apologize.
Sorry, I'm sorry, sir.
Thank you.
And I am
Please don't.
the most
Please
physically
don't put up a boundary on
and
me.
verbally attacked
Don't shut the fuck up.
public figure or politician of modern times. Yes, you will know of some of the incidents.
PI cannot detain. The only thing they have more access to is being able to code 8, park outside of people's homes, or to run people on GCIS.
They technically could detain if they did like a citizen's arrest.
Well, yeah, you have to see somebody like committing a felony or something
know.
for that. Yeah.
Just want to put that out.
Shakes thrown in my face, placards bashed over my...
Did you see the Supreme Court case about cell phone searches? No, what was it?
I didn't see it.
my head. But let me promise you, you only know about a fraction of the number of times that I've been assaulted. One little example you've probably never heard of.
Uh-oh.
It was a Sunday afternoon a few years ago in the local village pub. In come the mob, about 50 of them. We decided the safest thing to do was as quickly as possible to get into the car and to drive away. But the mob surrounded the car, banging on the bonnet and the windscreen, kicking the side of the doors. It was a genuinely dangerous and terrifying situation to be in. The car was written off. I didn't even bother with an insurance claim and did everything I could not to make it public. But these are the kind of things that I've had to put up with over many, many years. And over the last year it's got worse, with an attack on my home, very similar to the one that the Prime Minister suffered, and literally daily online calls for me to be murdered.
What?
For some reason, that doesn't seem to worry the police. Repeatedly over the years, I asked the Home Secretary for help. I was rejected again and again. And in that period, when I wasn't in elected politics, between 2021 and 2024, I ran up personally very, very substantial bills to make sure that I was safe. When I became an MP, Parliament said, yes, we will help you with security. But almost unbelievably, just a couple of days after the murder of Charlie Kirk, 70% of that security funding was withdrawn. I am going to need security for the rest of my life, and I cannot even tell you how grateful I am to Christopher Harborne, because now I will never ever need to worry about whether I've got the resource. Well, the new attack from the media is that somehow I am a crook, I am dishonest. Yet another reason to hate me. Commentators over the weekend have said, oh, look at the interviews Nigel's doing. He's not himself. He's getting angry. Well, here's why. For some reason last week, the editor of the Times newspaper decided to publish a picture of where my daughter lives. There is no public interest in my...
Wait, what the fuck is this article? UKIP leader Nigel Farage's 2010 plane crash while campaigning. Jesus Christ. With a UKIP banner. Oh no. This is kind of, I guess, like an allegory for all of Brexit, kind of.
my daughter whatsoever. She is not involved in publish a picture of where my daughter lives. There is no public interest in my daughter whatsoever. She is not involved in current affairs, doesn't seek to be involved in current affairs and has never been used by me once at any point in my political career. No photograph.
Also, Nigel posted the photo first himself, if I recall.
Mistake not to declare the gifts from George Cottrell, sir.
You tell your bosses you harass my family anymore.
Harris.
And I'll take you with serious consequences. That's what your organisation has done this morning. Go away.
A mistake not to declare.
Damn. Nigel Farage is complaining about the Times publishing a picture of this house owned by him that's been in the public domain for over a decade after previously posing in front of it. Under the code, MPs are exempt from declaring homes occupied by their family or friends, and at present, Farage's daughter is living in the property. However, the fact that an unrelated man also lives at the address complicates the picture. The rules state that MPs must declare any properties where they receive rent of more than £10,000 a year, which amounts to £833 a month.
So it's a nothing burger then.
What?
It.
Yes.
On election addresses or anything like that. I've always done my absolute best to protect the privacy and safety of my family. By publishing that photograph, the editor of the Times has directly threatened her security.
Wow.
I wonder what happened to the Leveson inquiry of years ago, an inquiry that sought to bring better balance between what the press could do and families of those in public life. Worse still, she now has broadcasters haranguing her. Sky News were one of them, and when I questioned them on it, they willfully and deliberately lied and said on their channel that they hadn't contacted the family. Well, let me be clear. I will not tolerate intimidation of my family. I will not tolerate the location of where they live being revealed. I will not tolerate any of my family being endangered because of what I choose to do in public life. So yes, you can ask, am I angry? But I've never been angrier in my life.
What is that? What is he going to do? I mean, what?
I'm also pretty upset with the behaviour of this Labour government. They began in 2025 and then tried again into 2026 to cancel elections for taxpayers, and to do so on a vast and epic scale, albeit with the connivance of the Conservative Party. Why? Well, of course, fear of reform. I'm proud of the fact that we fought a legal action that got nearly 5 million council tax voters the right to go out on May the 7th and give their view. Now, of course, they want to reduce the voting age down to 16. Again, they think that will help damage reform. And just a couple of weeks ago, following the Makerfield by-election, they've changed the voting rules for the Manchester mayoral by-election. They've gone away from first past the post, again for fear that reform might win. And now they've come after our money. Now, to be clear, in the early days after the last general election, it was the huge increase in our membership at £25 a time that actually got us into a position where we could build a proper party. Over the last year, some big donors have been attracted to us. Extraordinary. These are men who've gone off as entrepreneurs around the world and succeeded. The sort of people we used to admire over centuries. Now government ministers refer to them in Parliament as malign actors. And so they keep changing all the rules again and again just to stop reform. Frankly, it is like living in a communist country. I could never have believed such a thing would happen here. Ignore the fact, of course, that over decades peerages have been given to donors, and that Labour's donors, in the run-up to the 2024 general election, now seem to have been awarded the most extraordinary government contracts. Perhaps Dominic Cummings was right last year when he said, Whitehall will break the law to stop reform winning power. And we've been subject in the last few months to the use of illegally obtained information, firm evidence of computer hacking, and now leaks from government agencies.
Wait, is that true? Did somebody hack something to find out the bribe or whatever? Or I'm sorry, not bribe, my bad. The gift, the cash money gift with no strings attached.
Yeah, the cash money.
Wait, how does anybody ever get charged with bribery ever? If can't everybody just say there were no strings attached? I guess you'd have to prove whatever the quid pro quo was. Whatever.
All, of course, a great distraction because we're about to get
I want friends. Oh, never mind. I was gonna say I wish I had friends that just gave me free money, but I guess technically that's my job, huh? Yeah, hell yeah.
Prime Minister who's coming in
to be a billionaire.
Don't remind me, Moot. I remember.
We were so close.
You remember?
with no mandate whatsoever. He didn't even stand on the 2024 manifesto. This country needs a general election, even if Labour, the Conservatives and the media don't want it. And whilst this pile-on against reform happens, the boats continue to cross the English Channel. Our fractured defences make us look weaker and weaker against what I think is now an increasingly dangerous Vladimir Putin. Business confidence is the lowest it's now been for 16 years, and I speak to you from a capital city where men can't wear watches and women can't wear jewellery on the street. Britain is broken and the public know it, and we need change. Now, the issue with my daughter was the final straw. Enough is enough. And I thought over the weekend, what shall I do? I could go out and try and make some real big money. I could go to the USA, where I've got plenty of offers. And then I thought, why should I be judged, today or in history in the future, by Sky News and their ilk? Why should they be the people?
Oh, okay. That's why I don't hear about it. You can fundraise in British elections, but they have limits to how much every member of parliament can spend on an election at £54,010. So massive donations can't do too much unless you're really fucky with it. Do you guys have like non-aligned spending or whatever? Like if I'm just like a private citizen in the UK and I want to run an ad that says you should elect Nigel Farage, are there like restrictions on that or something? Or if I just want to run like an ad saying, you know, fuck the Conservative or Labour Party or whatever, can I do that? Or Destiny, £5 million is a massive outlier for British politics. I would imagine so. Yeah, that's a lot of money that's a lot of money anywhere. That's a crazy amount of money to just be giving. That's an insane amount.
It's a lifetime's worth of money.
That's a crazy amount of money. That's just an insane amount of money to give. That's crazy.
That decide my fate.
Destiny, I've never seen a political ad like that in the UK. Well.
When, as I repeat, I've done nothing wrong. I've thought about it hard, and I've decided today I will resign as a Member of Parliament for Clacton-on-Sea, thereby forcing a by-election, which would happen, I hope, in short order. No, I've decided that the people of Clacton should be the judges of my actions. This will be a people versus the establishment by-election. It's a chance to stick two fingers up to the entire establishment, to frankly tell them where to go. And that is why I will
elect Captain
be putting my name forward to stand in this by-election. I will fight to win. I will fight to continue the political revolution.
What did he win his last election by? What were the final results? This is fucking awesome, actually. I'm being sued for a bunch of bullshit. I resign as Destiny from Destiny.gg, and we're going to hold a subscriber-weighted poll tonight to see who the next Destiny should be. I'm going to let the people decide. Jesus.
That reform has started. And I would say this to you, the voters of Clacton.
Yeah, my face when Hutch wins. Fuck.
If I win, you win. Because if I lose, they win. And we will never, with the two old parties, get the type of fundamental change that we need to fix broken Britain. I thought about it hard.
Broken Britain.
Whatever.
Oh, damn. Okay, well. Oh, damn. Okay. What a fucking bitch. Oh, my God. What part of England is this so I could never fucking go here ever?
How big did he win?
A lot. It was he almost got a majority of the vote. He got 46.2%, and then the next highest is 27.9, and it was conservative too. So
Jesus, he fucking won one.
Yeah, they crushed this.
All right, Steve.
He literally
We're
shopped
gonna go
around for the best district. He has no connection to the area. Oh, you don't have to live or whatever where you... God, dude, I hate... Every time I learn a new thing about the British political system, I just hate it even more. And I also... My country is just so great because we came from you guys. And, well, to be fair, you probably didn't have whatever the fuck this nightmare was back then, so... But Jesus Christ. Well, that's even less of an excuse. You guys should have just copied our shit after we came away from you and made our own shit. What the fuck? What'd you say?
Well, I'm pushing Obama. He needs to move to Maine, quick.
True. We call what he did parachuting? Okay, well, we need to parachute somebody into fucking Maine.
That's what I've been saying.
I'll go, let me go tell my good friend. Adam.
Adam?
Yeah. I'll coach him up.
I'm not opposed to it. He'd be a good pick for Maine.
Okay.
Oh, I hate to tell you, but you missed some Keno soccer earlier.
Really?
Yeah, it was actually a good game. It was 0-2, and then it came back to 3-2.
Damn.
Yeah.
That sounds crazy.
It was.
Okay, hold on. I'm still doing messages. I'm almost done.
Who you messaging? Your mom.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
So apparently, Mr. Andrew Wilson is engaging in stolen valor.
What's that?
When were you in the Army?
I was in the Army for a very limited amount of time, years and years ago.
How long was that very limited amount of time, if you don't mind me asking?
It wasn't very long, about a year.
Yeah, so did you serve, Andrew?
I did not, no.
Before these scammers cry about me taking this out of context, here's the full context.
And that's pretty much independent.
They seem to be joining the Army based around patriotism, the ability to get paid, the ability to do things like that. What's that?
When were you in the Army?
I was in the Army for a very limited amount of time, years and years ago.
How long was that very limited amount of time, if you don't mind me asking?
It wasn't very long, about a year.
About a year. So what happened?
Well, it doesn't matter what happened.
Is it even normally possible for
no, usually on 4-year stints.
Yeah, 4 years or more for contracts,
You would
right?
have to get like
So 1 year you got
discharged
discharged for some reason, yeah. Chad doesn't know Tree fucking hates Destiny and snarked the shit out of it. I don't know if she snarked the shit out of me. I think she just believed all the Pixie allegations when they came out, right? But I don't know if she. Yeah, yeah, definitely. But I don't know if she snarked the shit out of me or anything. Or maybe she did. I messed up. But
Wait, we're talking about service, man.
What about it?
So you want to disenfranchise people based on military service? I actually know why most people join the
what are
Army.
you talking about? How would I disenfranchise them based on military service?
No,
it would be the opposite.
If you're requiring people to serve
No, it wouldn't require them to serve in the Army.
There had to be some sort of service which was rendered before you were allowed to vote, yeah.
Like military?
Military service, maybe.
Yeah, so did you serve, Andrew?
okay, hold on. I haven't been following this because listen, people do say crazy things. Does he actually think that there's like a huge conspiracy around the Charlie Kirk killing, or is that like a meme? I can't tell now. I think it's to fuel the division on the right. Well, because she's Jewish, right? Z is Jewish. So if she doesn't think that Tyler Robinson did it, I don't think she can say Israel did it. So how many other?
Z doesn't think.
I don't know. I don't know if that's a meme or not. I'm not sure.
Well, you just message her.
Well, because what if I find out she's like a full conspiracy person?
Well, then you have to contend with that. Wasn't it better to know?
No, it's not.
Andrew?
I did not, no.
So then you wouldn't qualify, huh?
Did I say it was exclusive to military service, though?
Well, I don't understand. What other kind of public service could you do besides defending your country?
I just gave you several.
Excuse me, I know that you're a red pill mother, but here's the deal. I'm going to put you on mute while I finish because you clearly don't let women finish.
You asked me a question.
So there's nothing more patriotic and more civil service in your point of view, or my point of view, than there is defending your country, which you didn't have the testicular fortitude to do. And so for you to go, maybe if you served in the military, is wild, Andrew.
Stolen valor is the act of false.
What is this video? I don't even. Okay, whatever.
Claiming or implying that you served in the military, or exaggerating your military service, valor, honors, etc. Stolen valor typically harms well-being,
Just let him
physical,
get
mental, and
snarked, man.
social health
Really?
by betraying veterans who genuinely endured trauma, creating resentment and distrust, damaging the liar's integrity and psychological stability. When it comes to social health, this can diminish trust between citizens. This can also cheapen honors that exist to honor extraordinary sacrifice. This is also direct evidence of bad faith engagement. It violates honesty and sincerity of intention. People like Andrew Wilson, who seem to be lying about military service, should be held accountable for things like this.
Wow. Is stolen valor like an actual crime, or is it like
it actually is?
Oh, maybe you have to profit from it? I mean, if you're a YouTuber, I don't know.
Get snark.
Oh my god. Shut up. What's going on with this hearing or whatever?
The Taylor Robinson one?
Yeah.
Been boring.
Wait, for evidence so far in this case, we don't have him on camera shooting Charlie, right?
No.
There's only that video of somebody running across the building, right?
I haven't even seen that, but I think maybe I have.
It's like pixels, I think, right? Like we don't have. It's not like a. There's not like a strong.
I don't know what they're gonna get this guy on, man.
The video of the person hopping off the roof. Oh man. Do they have at least like? Can they prove that the gun was the one?
Do they have the shell casing? Because I know earlier they were talking about that there was no shell casing on the roof. Because duh, it's a bolt action rifle. Did they ever find the shell? Because the shell can tie it to the gun.
Oof. I'm just trying to think. Remember, it has to be beyond a reasonable doubt.
Yes, which is the highest burden.
There must have been a did he leave the cartridge in the gun after firing? He must have, right? They must have that. I'm trying to remember now what they even said.
What I feel like is going to happen is this is going to be this generation's
O.J. Simpson.
OJ, and then there was the other girl who killed her daughter, Casey Anthony. People are going to learn that beyond a reasonable doubt's a big fucking burden.
Wait, hold on. Shrek 2 just said Destiny was never found. Is that true? Wait, a spent 30-06 shell casing was recovered with or near the rifle found after the shooting. According to the ATF, that casing was conclusively matched to the recovered rifle through. Okay, so they do have the cartridge that was fired, where the bullet was fired. Can't they place him on the roof with a gun No, I don't think they can. Not with the video. The video stuff is all like super blurry. Like even him jumping off the back, I don't think the resolution is quite good enough. I would have to rewatch that video of him jumping off the roof again though, but I don't think it's that great. No, it's not that great. Remember, because I remember we were debating whether or not he like dropped the gun off the roof because you couldn't tell, because we're talking like pixels for like his arm and hanging off the building and shit. It was like pretty, it just wasn't high enough resolution for it. There's new footage here.
This is a jury trial, correct, Chet?
It has to be, right?
That's what I figured.
Let's go ahead and put it on all screens. No, I appreciate it. Is so it is admitted and may be published to the screens. And just want to make sure it's on your screen, Agent. All right. All right, Mr. Sturgill, you may proceed.
Appreciate that, Judge. Thank you. Go ahead. Okay, what are we seeing here, Agent Hall?
That's the vehicle that is believed to belong to Mr. Robinson arriving in the parking garage on campus.
At what time in the morning? What time of the day?
It's approximately 8:30 in the morning.
Is believed to belong to.
Is what?
They say that's the vehicle that is believed to belong to Mr. Robinson arriving.
Okay.
That doesn't sound very certain, right?
It's just, I think you just speak with like degrees of, you're just being clear with your words, right?
Just thank you.
Yeah, it's prelim, whatever.
Okay, what are we seeing here, Agent Hall?
That's the vehicle that is believed to belong to Mr. Robinson arriving in the parking garage on campus.
Because like it could be a similar paint job or something. Maybe I don't know. I think you just speak
Yeah,
to
okay.
the.
I hear you.
Yeah.
At what time in the morning? What time of the day?
It's approximately 8:30 in the morning on September 10th, 2025.
And what leads you to believe this particular vehicle belongs to Mr. Robinson?
Information that was provided regards to driver's license and Department of Motor Vehicle records. The vehicle fits the description of a vehicle owned by Mr. Robinson.
Is there anything unique about that vehicle that stands out to you?
The shape of the vehicle is very distinct, but predominantly the wheels were very distinctive on this version of the vehicle.
Now what do we see?
The driver of the vehicle exits the vehicle and then walks on foot to exit the parking garage. It's the individual in the red T-shirt and the shorts and the shoes.
And do you believe you recognize who that person is?
Yes.
Who is that?
I believe that's Tyler Robinson.
All right, and where does he go from there?
He heads out of the parking garage on foot into the campus and actually goes to the quad area of the campus. At that time, he makes contact with some representatives from TPUSA.
By quad area?
Sorry, the amphitheater is what I've previously referred it to.
So he goes up on campus, visits the amphitheater area, the courtyard or quad.
Correct.
And then what do we see here now?
He returns on foot back to the same vehicle.
And what time is he returning back to the vehicle?
It's about 9:25 a.m.
Wait, why have we not been watching these on stream? I didn't even know this shit was happening. This is all just preliminary stuff where they're arguing over like what evidence can be admitted, what evidence shouldn't be admitted, stuff like that. I don't know what I'm sure you do other things besides evidentiary stuff, preliminary, but.
And where is this parking structure located on campus?
It's just off of Campus Drive. It's a short walk from the amphitheater.
What do we see now?
That's the vehicle exiting with Mr. Robinson driving the vehicle.
Now what do we see?
This is Mr.
Only way he's innocent is if the DA makes him put on the glove.
Mr. Robinson returning to the campus on foot from the neighborhood to the northeast.
There's literally a non-zero chance he is totally innocent, actually. I mean, I don't want to make any statements because just because everybody is so crazy in the media now and random shit gets said, but based on everything I heard, I'm pretty sure the guy's like, he did it, almost certainly, right? The only worry is that between Kash Patel tweeting out and saying so many retarded fucking things, and then them potentially botching any of the evidence or whatever else because they were so desperate to get the guy that they might have fucked up their ability to make a beyond a reasonable doubt argument to the jury. That would be the scary thing. But I don't know the chance of that because I haven't been following these preliminary hearings.
Can they get Kash on the fucking stand if they want him?
I'm not sure. I don't know if his statements would be admissible or if any of that would matter or anything. I'm not sure.
I was curious.
You can see he's wearing the same clothing as in the previous video. And he's carrying a blue backpack.
Describe the clothing.
It's a maroon colored t-shirt with gray or olive colored shorts and then Converse shoes.
So like if he gets off, what then? I don't know. That would be insane.
He's a free man.
That would be really, 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 really bad. That would be not good.
And what time did he return to campus?
Just after 10 a.m.
And does he leave the parking structure eventually?
He does, yes.
Okay. And during this visit, do you know where he goes after he leaves the parking structure?
Yes, we were able to track his movements on campus. He went to Chick-fil-A in the Sorensen building and purchased some food, sat and ate the food. Then, I'm sorry.
Where did he purchase the food from?
Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, you guys keep saying he confessed to his family or whatever. It really depends on the exact messages, and it depends on what other shit he sent to his family. Like, let's say that, for instance, because we just don't know, I don't know if all of this is presented, what if this guy has made like a dozen crazy claims to his family in the past? Like, I did 9/11, I'm the one who killed whatever, blah, 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 and this is like another one in a string of these. Who's to say, right, you know?
In the Sorensen Center.
And where is that in relation to the amphitheater or the...
Like, are you scared of revolution or something? Wait, other than the moral issue, why would it be bad? Well, because you shouldn't be assassinating people in the United States of America, bruh. That's fucking insane. What the fuck? I wouldn't want somebody to think they could go out and assassinate me and get off on it. Like, that's no, bruh. Hello? This is still the USA. We're not supposed to be killing people over politics yet. Jesus.
The courtyard.
It's kind of on the northeast side of the amphitheater. It would be on the upper back edge of the amphitheater, furthest away from where the tent was that Mr. Koch was in.
And from there, where does he go?
From there, he moves across campus, out across Campus Drive into a wooded area on what would be kind of the northeast side of Campus Drive. Then returns back onto campus. We noticed at this point that he's no longer carrying the backpack that he was originally wearing. He moves through the Gunther building and the computer science building. And then I'm sorry?
And then goes where?
Then goes across to the railing that gives access to the roof of the Losi building.
From there?
From there, he comes back down the stairs and walks off campus from that point.
And about what time was that he left campus that second time? Do you know?
I believe it was approximately 11 a.m. or just after, if I recall. I could verify from my notes if you need an exact time.
Yeah, if you don't mind. That'll help you remember, refer to it. Don't read it out loud. Just let me know when you've had a chance to look at that, would you? Were you able to refresh your memory as far as the time?
I was, yes.
Okay. And what time was it?
It was just prior to 11 a.m. when he walked off campus.
Okay. And before we go any further, the parking structure that he left initially, where is that parking structure in relation to the LDS Institute building?
I'm sorry, in relation to?
The LDS Institute building on campus?
I think it would be just to the north of the LDS Institute building, if I recall.
Hold on, just because I see memes, okay? Remember the OG case, if the proof don't fit, you must acquit. Seems like this guy didn't do it to me. There might be a loose shooter out there somewhere watching this case and laughing. Not good. So I think Charlie Kirk was a disgusting fucking piece of shit. It's not surprising me that people are engaged in political violence. I don't think that Charlie Kirk did politics the right way. I think this guy incited and drove people on just as much as any other motherfucker in this country, okay? But that I don't think the guy that murdered him should walk. That's crazy, okay? I don't think that guy should... That's same thing with the Luigi retard. You can't be murdering people in this country and then walking like an epic meme. That's insane. We can't survive that way.
Do you recall whether it was adjacent to the LDS Institute?
Yes, it is.
Okay. All right. What do we see displayed here now? Go ahead.
This is a video of Mr. Robinson returning back to campus the same way that he did previously on foot.
And this takes just a moment. And why, well, let me ask you this. You believe this is Mr. Robinson returning to campus?
I do, yes.
Okay. And why do you believe it's Mr. Robinson?
The shoes are the same, and the images that we have are...
I get your point, but it seems cruel and unusual to ban people from walking. I don't understand what that means.
From my viewing and seeing Mr. Robinson on the video, it's the same person.
He's noticeably wearing different clothing.
He is wearing different clothing, and he also is walking with a gait or a limp in this video.
With a gait or what?
A limp.
What do you say to people who actually don't think Luigi or this eye did it? What do you say to the people who actually don't think Luigi or this eye did it? Oh, this guy did it. Are you on your phone? Or is that speech to text? The eyebrows thing and planted evidence being things that are just for... Everybody knows Luigi did it. They just try to meme or whatever. It's retarded.
Okay. Now what do we see?
So this is Mr. Robinson coming up the stairs of the parking structure. Again, he seems to be having issues walking.
And again, were you able to track Mr. Robinson when he leaves this parking structure?
Yes, we were able to.
Okay. So when he leaves the parking structure, where does he go?
He comes up around Campus Drive, as you can see on the video here. There is a cut through there north of the Losi building, and that's Mr. Robinson coming up the sidewalk. He has the noticeable gait or limp in his walk. And then he moves south across the front of the Losi building.
On the sidewalk?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
He would be the rear of the two individuals in this particular video.
Right. So right now, if you were to break this picture into quadrants, where would he be?
He would be in the top left quadrant, walking to the left of the image.
Now what do we see?
This is an image looking across the parking lot to the Losi building, and Mr. Robinson is appearing on...
Do you see how the don't say it spam every time political violence is brought up? You think that's all just memes or not? I mean, I don't think it's memes, but I think there's like... You have like stages of political violence stuff, right? This is like the good area. So in this place, there's no political violence. There shouldn't be political violence, and nobody should want political violence, right? Like, there's no excuse for it over here. Like, this should be like the realm of like, this is where all American politics should be taking place, to where nobody could ever feel good about political violence happening. And then you hit, I would say, this world here. This is the, I mean, I get it. Like, I understand. And I don't even know if I would necessarily criticize. Like, I understand, right? Like, truly, we should never be here. This is just unacceptable, right? We should never be in this place. And then you have, this is like the really bad area of like, we are now openly and outwardly condoning physical violence or some kind of violent activity, or participating in it, I guess, if you want to go hyper, ultra, whatever. But I think the issue with the Trump admin is they have pushed themselves like right here so much